Day 1. Deafening Silence. The sharp scraping of metal tears your eardrums, the world shrinking into a blind point of pain. The acrid smell of aviation fuel hits your nose, forcing you to convulsively gulp for oxygen. The tight seatbelt digs into your ribs, a throbbing pain cutting off your breath. Just this morning, you were a 28-year-old girl with a camera, flying to shoot the Taiga. Now you are trapped in a mangled steel box that is slowly sinking into the deep snow. The pilot is dead, and the smashed radio emits only the dry hiss of indifferent white noise. Panic grips your chest in an icy vise, but the adrenaline forces your body to move. You kick open the jammed door and with great effort tumble out into a deep snowdrift. Your knees sink into the loose mass, snow instantly packing under your light jacket. You frantically pull a heavy backpack, a flare gun, and your lighter from the cabin. The eerie silence of the winter forest deafens, broken only by your ragged breathing. You can't stay by the wreckage. The thick spruce canopy will completely hide it from the air. Day 2. Illusion of control. You decide to head south toward the river, dragging the heavy backpack with your gear. The morning light burns your inflamed eyes, but grants a weak illusion of situational control. With numb fingers, you break dry pine branches, scraping your skin raw against the bark. The smooth surface of the salvaged lighter now feels like the most valuable treasure. On the 10th try, a weak tongue of flame finally catches onto the resinous wood. You eagerly press against the saving warmth, feeling the terrible shivering start to recede. Smoke stings your eyes, but this tiny hearth returns a timid hope for your rescue. Using a piece of tarp and fresh spruce branches, you build a primitive but solid shelter. A sip of melted snow burns your throat, but your stomach joyfully accepts the water. You craft a spear from a long branch, tying a piece of sharp aviation aluminum to it. Naive faith in your strength makes you forget about the clouds gathering over the black forest. But deep in the night, the silence is torn by a long, eerie howl very close to you. Day 3. Icy Vise. The morning of the third day greets you with the dull roar of an approaching wild blizzard. Gale-force winds mercilessly tear at the campfire's flame, hurling ice dust into your face. Your stomach twists into a tight knot from hunger, sending an aching pain into your lower back. You try to walk through the storm, but every step knee-deep in snow burns your energy. Muscles cramp fiercely from the sharp drop in temperature, and your joints ache constantly. A sharp throbbing in your temples grows. Dehydration begins to destroy your body from within. Around you is only an impenetrable white shroud, forever erasing any landmarks in this forest. Your strength melts rapidly. You realize that helicopters do not fly in such wicked weather. Suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, you spot a massive, dark silhouette gliding between trees. It is a massive, hungry lone wolf, and it is methodically stalking its weakened prey. Your heart breaks into a frantic rhythm. Thick adrenaline burns through your tired veins again. Every second stretches endlessly, leaving you alone with a purely primal, consuming fear. Day 4. Fatal Blunder. On the 4th day, the beast goes on the offensive, cutting off your paths of retreat. The predator makes a sharp lunge, its snapping jaws closing just a centimeter from your thigh. In wild panic, you snatch the signal flare gun and fire it directly at the approaching predator. A blinding red flash crashes into the trunk of a dry pine with a deafening, explosive roar. The wolf vanishes into the blizzard with a yelp, but the burning phosphorus instantly ignites the branches. Backing away from the roaring flames, you stumble and tumble headlong down a steep slope. A hard impact of your shoulder against a rock knocks every precious ounce of air from your lungs. Your backpack with the lighter and the rest of your gear disappears forever into an icy crevasse. You frantically grope through the snow, scraping your skin to blood, finding only frozen dirt. Tears of impotence freeze on your cheeks, turning into prickly, agonizing trails of sharp pain. The frost instantly creeps under your clothes, binding your nerve endings with a dull emptiness. Without fire, your chances of survival rapidly and ruthlessly plummet down to absolute zero. Day 5. White Delirium. Day 5 erases the boundaries of reality, plunging your mind into a feverish, wicked delirium. Hypothermia reaches a critical point. Your body stops shivering, giving way to dangerous apathy. You suddenly feel unnaturally warm, overcome by a wild, irrational desire to take off your jacket. You wade through deep snow, leaning on a stick, your legs long since foreign and like cotton. Frozen lips whisper incoherent words while your inflamed eyes search for signs of civilization. There is no more fear or pain, only an enveloping, soft darkness calling you to fall asleep. The fingers on your hands have blackened and won't bend. You don't even feel their heavy weight. In your feverish delirium, you suddenly imagine the huge wolf walking beside you like a loyal dog. You try to pet the phantom beast, but fall face first into the hard, unforgiving crust of snow. The taste of your own blood on your lips brings you back to reality for a fraction of a second. Your breathing becomes shallow and infrequent. Your heart beats with massive, terrifying pauses. One more night in this icy captivity is guaranteed to be your absolute and final one. Day 6. Animal instinct. An animal instinct for survival triggers at the very last moment, scattering your deadly sleep. You realize you cannot lie in the snow anymore. You must crawl forward or die right now. Gathering your last crumbs of strength, you blindly begin to push through the dense underbrush. Your legs refuse to support your body weight, so you begin to slowly crawl forward on your knees. Every breath burns your torn lungs, as if you are swallowing broken glass along with the air. Sharp branches scratch your face until it bleeds, but you don't even try to dodge these strikes. Your vision is blurred. The world has narrowed to 1 meter of untouched snow right before your nose. You crawl, clinging to roots with blackened fingers, leaving a bloody trail in the snow behind you. Your muscles scream in unbearable agony, but a primal, blind rage forces you to keep moving. Only one thought pulses in your head. Reach the smoke you imagine seeing in the distance ahead. Twilight thickens again, the temperature dropping rapidly, drinking the last remains of your life. Your strength finally leaves you completely. You fall face first into a drift, sinking into deaf darkness. Day 7. Cold reckoning. Muffled roar of an engine breaks through the thick layer of your heavy and deadly unconsciousness. Loggers saw your flare gun fire and went to check the sector on their snowmobiles. Rough hands pull your body out of the snowdrift. The smell of gasoline hits your nerve cells. You have been saved, but there is no joy. Only a scorched, wild, and cold emptiness remains inside. In the warm helicopter cabin, you look at your blackened, dead hands and cry silently to yourself. The pain returns with double force, piercing every nerve cell of your slowly thawing, broken body. Doctors will be able to save your life, but half the fingers on your hands will have to be amputated. Your career as a photographer is forever destroyed by this cursed, utterly ruthless winter forest. Even after many years, lying in a soft, warm bed, you will wake up drenched in a cold, sticky sweat. You will still hallucinate the eerie howl of the wolf and the smell of burnt phosphorus in the room. The Taiga released your physical body, but forever took your soul into its endless, blinding white captivity. One moment truly changed absolutely everything, leaving you a broken survivor among living people.